So this is the island of Tyre. The island of Tyre is off the coast of Lebanon. And you're going to say, wait a second, Marcos, they're going up in geografía. That's a peninsula. It was a peninsula until Alexander the Great decided to invade it. He built the bridge, it became what you now see. So Tyre is now a peninsula. And similarly, Puerto Rico has been invaded. It's been invaded by fiber optic telecommunications. We're completely connected to the world. We are no longer an island. The notion that we're an island is kind of an old idea. Because now, through the internet in particular, and through telecommunications, we're completely connected to the world. Now, if you look at Rico, they don't know that. Because Rico is a real estate company that attracts foreign capital to create jobs. And that is what Rico does today. It uses tax incentives to attract capital to a particular piece of real estate. And that is basically old school. Do you think that these people are thinking about land, labor, capital? And these are not just like, oh, Microsoft. These are dropouts. People who didn't finish their degrees. ICQ in Israel. Skype in Estonia, of all places. They're not thinking land, labor, and capital. Because that's not the content of life today. The content of building startups is imagination, passion, talent, vision. That's what you saw in the movie with Zuckerberg. He was just crazy, just a crazy guy. And he created a monster. And that is really the input, the content of what it means to build startups today. Instead, what we have in Puerto Rico in the government is a cargo cult. Animistic religions in Polynesia would see the planes with the cargo and they say, oh, I need to create a plane and then cargo will be generated. And that's why nothing happens. Because what we have is a cargo cult. Instead, what you have in some places is startup weekend. No talk, all action, launch a startup in 54 hours. In 54 hours, people are creating startups today over a weekend. We could all get together, let's spend the weekend, let's build a new company. That is the new reality, that's what is possible now. And this is really freaking important because of this. 2/3 of all job creation today comes from new companies. And when I tell people, oh no, I already knew that. No, I didn't say small. I said new. New companies are creating 2/3 of all new jobs. So if that's not your strategy, then you're really just working with old firms. So what are these companies made out of? A startup is basically a way of getting a technology or a capability to market, and it consumes talent and capital. So that's it. That's all you need. Now, what is the engine in order to reach your market? Today, thanks to the internet, there is an explosion of tools. You don't have to buy time on TV. You can go to market on Twitter. You can market on Facebook. You can market on YouTube, on Google. For cents on the dollar, if you know what you're doing, it could be free. So that's not the limitation at all. Now, in the regular world, even if you market, you still have to get on the in Anaquel is the freaking iPhone. It's unlimited. You can get on people's hands for the first time. That's why there's a new internet bubble right now going on. That's why Facebook and LinkedIn and Pandora want to go public. And if you don't think that this applies to you, you can sell games online, magazines online, music, gambling, sex, education, film. Crime is going online. iShower.com sells accounting services online. So if you don't think it applies to you, perhaps you're still in the world of cargo cults. But you may say, hey, I don't have the technology. The technology is free. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars for licensing technology. Open source teams are building content management technology, technology for education, technology for enterprise management. All sorts of technology is now freely being built by teams around the world. And meanwhile, back at the farm, this is the Bentley Arnage de Chuchinta. That is ignorance, that is cynicism, that is people that have completely given up and have no idea what is going on. So don't count on them. So let's get back to work. This is the economy. Oh, this. Millions of hours of labor across the world. I can hire voice talent, marketing, software development all over the world. So there's a global market for talent. You don't have to count just on the people of Puerto Rico. Don't think that way. Think global sourcing. And if you don't know how to do startups, the methodology, what do I do next? That's been systematized in Silicon Valley. Discovery, validation, creation, scaling. All the patterns that Steve Jobs, etc., invented have been extracted and systematized. So by now, we've covered how you can use open source technology and new techniques and advanced new technologies in order to reach global markets using talent. Now, what about the capital? Now, I just have a question. Who has a computer in this room? Raise your hand if you own a computer. And if you have internet on that computer. What else do you need? What else do you need? Y Combinator, which is an accelerator, that's what they give you. They give you like $3,000 a month for you to live on. For you to live on ramen, like they say. So the capital requirements are gone. All the doors are gone. It's no longer an island. Now, but how do you get from there to Startup Nation? You do it through jealousy. Because when Francisco makes $1 million or $1 billion, él es más bruto que yo. No. I'm gonna do it. Si él hace, no, yo voy a hacer. That's the dynamic of Silicon Valley. It's the same thing. But now we're no longer an island. The space is made by our imagination, and it's unlimited. So we don't have to be jealous in the old island way, where it's a zero-sum game, because there are no limits anymore. So thank you very much, and I'm Marco Puerto, so we can connect over Twitter or however you like. Thank you.